Welcome back. You're watching Market Pulse. Let's shift focus to the auto ancillary pack. Talking about where tire companies are concerned, we have seen a major rally that has gone through in terms of where stock prices are concerned as well. In fact, you pull up any counters in your screens. You have a JK Tyre or an MRF or an Apollo Tyre. Gains of almost above 50% over the last 2 to 3 months that we have witnessed in all these counters. Today, however, JK Tyre has been trading slightly under pressure. And mainly what's working out for these guys is that rubber prices have gone down massively, and on the back of which we are seeing this massive rally in terms of where tire space is concerned. In fact, let's discuss the same with Raghupati Singhania, who's the chairman at JK Tyre. Good afternoon, sir. Luck clearly seems to be in favor of the tire companies. If you could just help us understand first as to what's driving so much of optimism in the tire sector as a whole.
Basically two. First is, of course, some revival in the automobile sector per se, particularly in the car sales, that we see some revival. Of course, the heavy truck segment is still slow. And the other revival, of course, is coming from the tractor segment, based on good monsoons and some farm demand coming up. And second, of course, is a bit more of a euphoria, if I may say, is due to the low commodity prices, which, I mean, the rubber has again mellowed down. This is the tapping season. So, but these are all passing phases to my mind, but it certainly has got the excitement of the market, I'm glad.
It certainly has, isn't it? But when you look at these numbers that come in for auto sales, the two-wheelers, when you talk about passenger vehicles, you talk about tractors, all of these have been pretty strong. But then the laggard has been commercial vehicles. Now, that has been a bit of a downer over the last few months or so. How is your own product mix looking at JK Tyres on this basis, on what we are seeing by way of auto sales numbers?
You see, basically there are two things. Commercial vehicles demand and usage are directly related to the economic activity of the country. If you have more steel, more cement, and so on to be carried, then there's more deployment of commercial vehicles. So our economic activity has been somewhat slow in the recent past, and that is one of the reasons. And second, of course, that the whole lot of trucking sector had acquired capacities in terms of buying new vehicle capacities, which are still available with them and not being fully utilized. And therefore, new demand for trucks and buses is not coming up. So the way it comes up in due course, I'm sure it will catch up.
Right. So talking about your product portfolio, you have introduced 2 new products in the passenger car segment. Firstly, if you could just tell us how have they panned out so far in terms of performance, and do you have any more plans for, introduction of few other products? And additionally, with the Cavendish acquisition that you have done from Kesoram, that has given you a diversified product portfolio. So if you could just give us an update in terms of how does your market share stand in different segments?
We have done extremely well, I must say. The one was, of course, the UX1 and the UX Royal, which are the passenger car premium segment tires. And the other is our Ranger series, which is meant for SUVs. And they have caught on very well, I must say. And we have registered fantastic growth. And we do hope to continue to grow these 2 products. In addition to that, we are continuously innovating the market by introducing newer products which are delivering better value to the customer and yet different from the competition.
All right, so just about that acquisition on Cavendish that Hiral was just talking about. So JK Tyres, you completed this acquisition of the tire, tube and flap manufacturer Cavendish for a consideration of over 2,000 crore rupees. It happened in April this year. Tell us about the performance. When are we likely to see a turnaround here?
You see, we have just acquired by end of April, so just a couple of months down the line. But nonetheless, we have started cashing on the truck radial capacity out of Cavendish and offering tires in the market, and we have been able to build volumes. Likewise, in the 2 and 3 wheeler segment, which is new entry for us, we've already started utilizing almost 50% of the capacity and building up on that. Every month after month, we are ramping up. And I'm sure within a couple of months, we should be running our full capacities. The good thing is that the tires on 2 and 3 wheelers which we introduced have been received very well in the marketplace, and the quality has been accepted very well. So that encourages us.
So talking about the CV space, over the last 2 to 3 months, it has already been facing some issues where we are seeing a downturn in terms of where volumes are concerned. And now we have competition that has come in. We have Apollo Tyres that has launched new products in the CV segment. Are you seeing any impact due to competition as well?
Well, it will take almost a year. Mind you, it is a raw slate, if you like, and we inherited the plants, they were shut, and we have restarted them and put them in motion very quickly, and I'm sure, and they are moving up the ladder, and I'm sure within the next couple of months we'll start seeing some positive outcomes from those units.
You know, not unlike the steel industry, tyre companies too have been lobbying for anti-dumping duty on Chinese tyres, and analysts are estimating that your company, JK Tyres, significantly benefits from that. So any fresh update on this? Any timelines that you've heard? As we've been hearing that some of this might happen almost, I mean, it's there since a year now, but what is the likelihood of the benefits accruing to a company like yours?
Well, that is one area, raw nerve, if you have touched. I think that's terribly bad. The Chinese imports continue to bother us, and they keep going up month after month. And now it's nearly 42% of the replacement market of truck bus radials which are Chinese. And we have been pleading with the government to impose anti-dumping duty, but they are taking far too long a time. And I'm a little worried and concerned because other countries have also responded, but they respond in 45 days and so on. But I do hope sooner than later something should come out.
So, sir, as you mentioned about the raw nerve, however, there has been something which has been pretty much in favor for a company like yours, and that's been in terms of where rubber prices are concerned. They have been inching lower. So how are you expecting prices to pan out in the coming quarters as well? Will that be another positive thing?
I think rubber prices have already hit the bottom, and I don't think they will change any further. They will be stable. If anything, when the season is off in March, they may have a tendency to go up. But till then, I don't suppose much of a radical change in the pricing.
All right, Mr. Singhania, good luck going ahead. It's certainly looking good for tyre companies, including yours, JK Tyres, and that's the view that's coming in. He, of course, speaking at the World Economic Summit.
That's right.
Coverage of the World Economic Summit continues here, right here at BTVi, so do watch out for it. You're looking at the stock of JK Tyres as well. All these tyre companies doing very well for themselves in recent times. So that's it from Hiral, from me, from the entire team that puts together Market Pulse. Have a great afternoon ahead, and we'll be watching how the session ends. Do stay with us on BTVi. Good afternoon.